Name one genius that ain't crazy, boldly rapped Kanye West on the track Feedback off his T-Lop album. Many view the self-proclaimed genius as an overconfident superstar, and view his discography as merely another set of hip-hop albums. Those that dig deeper find the influence that Kanye West has had on both the music and fashion industry. With each new album released, Kanye pushed the entire popular music industry in a new direction. In 2004, Kanye West released his first commercial album, The College Dropout. Not only did it skyrocket him into fame immediately, but was the first step in evolving the music industry. Before the release, rap albums focused on a few main themes, and when the production followed a set of specific styles. Successful projects before 2004 were based on violence, drug dealing, and masculinity. Lyrics relating to these central topics were rapped over generic drum beats. Kanye West's first studio album, The College Dropout, invented a new style. The style is known as chipmunk soul. To create the melodies in this album, Kanye sampled soul songs by children, choirs, and sped the singing tempo up so much it was unrecognizable. What this creates is a base of sounds that was completely unique for this time. In addition to a musical change, the lyrical focus touched topics other rappers didn't touch. He discussed his insecurity in a way that is brutally honest. He also focused on religion. On Jesus Walks, he states, if I talk about Jesus, my record won't get played. This shows he is self-aware that he's indifferent compared to the other rappers, and he's a pioneer in the music landscape. Since this album, many artists have taken inspiration and been more open in their lyrics. 3 years later, Kanye's fame had overtaken the entire music scene. His greatest rival during this time was 50 Cent. While 50 was writing braggadocious rhymes about expensive jewelry, Kanye West was writing poems about what it takes to mine the diamonds. He saw it in a different way. The rivalry led up to a duel to outsell each other, on albums dropping the same day. 50 vowed that he would retire from rap if he lost. Kanye won by 300,000 albums. The album in particular was Graduation, which again pushed a new musical direction. It was heavily based in dancehall music. This pushed the entire music industry into a more electronic sound. With the industry being in the palm of Kanye's hands, his most impactful album was definitely 808s and Heartbreaks. This album inspired numerous top artists in developing their sound. Lil Uzi Vert, a current superstar in the hip-hop landscape, credits this album for developing his own personal sound. Kid Cudi also based much of his discography on this one Kanye album. Many of the tracks in the album are based around 808 drums, which are now the most used drum pattern in hip-hop. To be considered the most influential artist ever, an artist must have released one undescribable masterpiece. Kanye does have a masterpiece, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. This album was largely critically acclaimed and given a perfect 10 score by the highly respected music rating company Pitchfork. The article author Ryan Dumble wrote, Kanye's big year culminates in an LP that feels like an instant great hit, the ultimate realization of his strongest talents and divisive public persona. Kanye's talents as an artist manifested in fashion as well as music. Before Mr. West ever developed a brand of clothing, he was wearing clothes no celebrity dared to. He would mix high fashion with streetwear and emerge the two styles. For example, he'd be mixing a Gucci jacket, Louis Vuitton pants with a pair of Jordans. This was never seen before. His creativity and what he wore led to Kanye designing clothes for himself. Ever since his first Yeezy 1 release, he developed a trend in clothing. He constantly released clothing that was baggy, distressed, and had muted colors. Kanye first signed with Nike as a designer, but he never felt he had enough creative control at the Swoosh. He left the Swoosh for Adidas, where he had his own branch and design team. In one night in MSG on tour, Kanye sold $780,000 worth of clothing. He worked with immense determination to come up with a new design for each destination on the tour. Mr. West's rise in the fashion industry propelled other designers with little institutional formal training in design to become leaders in the street brands. Virgil Abloh, a new superstar in design, and the creative director at Louis Vuitton, credits much of his success for his early years spent designing with Kanye West. What makes Kanye able to immaculately influence is his undeniable global fame. In less than 1 week, Kanye West was able to sell out Madison Square Garden on a Thursday at 4 p.m. for an album release party. His amazing and progressive art is accepted by people from all walks of life. No other artist has a reach that stranded from the streets of Chicago to highly respected art critics. In conclusion, Kanye West is an artistic genius. His ability to produce a song that were radio friendly but musically progressive makes him the most influential artist ever.